Shana Tova. Once upon a time, Rabbi Zusha, a young disciple of the Hasidic master, the Maggid of Mezrich, was filled with a deep sense of anxiety, feeling he could never live up to the greatness of the forefathers or his teachers. He saw their strengths and successes and worried that he might never measure up. One day, he shared his fears with the Maggid of Mezrich, saying, "I am afraid that when I die, they will ask me why I was not more like Moses or like Rabbi Akiva. And what will I say?" The Maggid replied, "When you die, they will not ask you why you were not more like Moses or Rabbi Akiva. They will ask you, 'Zusha, why were you not more like Zusha?'" If Zusha were a synagogue in San Francisco, I think I know what his worries would be. "I'm afraid they will ask me, 'Why did you not grow as big as Emmanuel? Why were you not more like Beth Sholem or the kitchen?'" And you know what the real question is? Tikvah, were you the most authentic Tikvah you could be? Tikvah, you did it. You made it all the way here. You voted to merge and you merged. You picked a building, you picked a name, you picked a rabbi and settled the rabbi. I'm really happy to be here. So now I sometimes hear this question bubbling under the surface. What comes next? Those steps were all clear and discreet. The next one is more amorphous. How do we grow into our authentic self? Our growth will spring from the essence of who we are. Not only who we were or who we think we should be. More than anything, the question is about who are we now? Our essence. In Hebrew, the word for essence is etzem, and it is so fitting that it's related to the word for bones, atzmot. What are Tikvah's spiritual bones? It might sound funny, but rabbis fantasize about their congregations, seeing who we are now and dreaming of who we can become. I dream about Tikvah all the time. Our spiritual bones, our essence, and what we might become. And I'd like to share some of my dreams with you. I'd like to give the teens and any young folks the TLDR up front. Here's Tikvah's glow up. The vibe is family reunion. The service is slap. It's giving crunchy, smart, socially aware auntie. She's not really related to you, but you've adopted her because she's so cool. Okay, fam, go vibe in the front hall. See you at the end of the sermon. That's all you need to know. You can tell me later if that was cringe. Thanks. Now, for all of you who didn't understand that, let me explain. I dream that when you show up at Tikvah, the feeling you get is of a family reunion. Or maybe cheers. Either people know your name when you walk in, or they will soon because that's important to them. If you're a regular and you miss a couple weeks, people check in on you. Tikvah feels like chosen family. If you're new, I dream you have an experience like Alice did. Alice lives in Michigan and found us through our connection to Rabbi Ora Ahuvia, who's led us in prayer and music on many occasions. Alice is a member from Michigan, an active member, and she wrote, "The congregation adopted me as Rabbi Ora's friend. Nothing else needed. People noticed me. I felt like I belonged. In my search for a new local congregation, I've walked in and out of a few Friday night services, and no one has said a word to me. That would not and does not happen at Tikvah. But it's more than that, however hard it is to explain. Mostly, I feel lucky and blessed to be with you all, despite being unable to explain it. Joining Tikvah should feel like being brought into a new family. Why? Because love is in our bones. I dream that when you come to services at Tikvah, you really feel your feelings. And you come to services and you get to do the songs that you've always loved, and it feels like home. The music carries into the rest of your day. I dream that we will have guest musicians several times a year who give old music life and share the new music that's taking the Jewish world by storm. I dream that we will find or create a Shabbat Siddur that we can see ourselves in. The poems speak to our lives. The readings comfort us when we feel afflicted, and they challenge us when we feel comfortable. All the prayers we know and love are in it, and everything is transliterated so all of us can participate. I dream that when B'nai Mitzvah kids start coming to services to prepare for their big day, they bob their head to the music, because it's kind of a bop, and it jives with them. Why do I dream this? Because music is in our bones. I dream that all kids at Tikvah grow up feeling safe, loved, and happy. I dream that your kids and grandkids come here and make friends. I dream that we use San Francisco's artistic depth for our Jewish education, for kids and adults alike, with learning field trips and excursions. I dream and have seen how the natural world becomes our playground on camping trips and hikes and beach cleanups. I see us being connected to the seasons and careful about our environmental impact, something we're already doing, led by our environmental sustainability team and the environmentalist values of our staff and leaders. Parents, I dream that you'll feel like your kids can come hang out here. Many already do. And that when you come to Sunday school services or family programs, you get a tidbit of new skill or knowledge to take home, because we know that the greatest learning space is not the classroom or the shul, no matter how strong they may be. It's at home with you. Let's give you the tools that you want to give them the love of Jewish tradition that you want to pass on to them. Why? Because the joy of children is in our bones. I'd also like to speak to our elders. Your stage of life can be so difficult, but I dream that there will never be any doubt in your mind that you are loved and honored by your community. That even when it's hard to leave home, you are thought of and offered a ride if you need it. I dream that you take the rides when they are offered, because we love it when you're here. I dream that you can always see the community that you've always known, that the loving heart of your community stays recognizable to you, even as the name changes, the space changes, and new people join. Like watching a kid grow up. We may get taller, we might dye our hair, we might change our nicknames, but you'll always know us when you see us. My dream that we will never lose sight of our amazing history is already a reality. I'd love to know who wrote on the website that Tikvah was born rich in history, because that's so beautifully and truly said. No matter what we do and how we grow, our legacy is in our bones. I also dream of justice. I'm sure someone here is silently, affectionately chuckling that this is Rabbi Chayva's I Have a Dream speech. I would never be so presumptuous. But I do dream of justice work for us. I dream that we build up our justice work so that we have one core of people working on direct services and one core of people who do state and local advocacy. And like an Intel or Pentium computer chip, we call it our dual-core Tzedek processor, doubling our Tikkun Olam power. But you never screened me for a good sense of humor. We already do so much wonderful work in this area. We partner with the San Francisco Homeless Outreach Team, serve food at St. Anthony's in the Tenderloin, organize Mitzvah Day, beach cleanups, and support refugee resettlement, and make our building and our practices environmentally sustainable. I look forward to expanding our advocacy on critical issues such as affordable housing, job support, and direct services for unhoused people, addiction treatment programs, human trafficking programs, and better legislation to protect and support newcomers to our country. And there will be other issues raised, new ones that you will raise, and I want to hear them. This is a part of the dream that all of you can help become a reality very quickly in this very important year. Why do we dream and do this? Because Tikkun Olam is in our bones. Paul McCartney and John Lennon wrote, "Fun is the one thing that money can't buy." They wrote that in She's Leaving Home, but fortunately for us, no one's leaving their Tikvah home because fun's here already. You know what was the highest attended event of the year with the broadest distribution of ages? Purim, the holiday where we let go and have fun. We have sing-alongs, we have barbecues, we have social hangouts, we have bingo and movie nights. We have things that people just decide to make happen, and then they do because they want to be here and together. We love to show up for good times and be together. And I dream of having even more fun because we've got a great funny bone. There's no bones about it. We've got a strong foundation, and I dream of big things for our future. It feels a little bit vulnerable, to share all your dreams, not knowing how they will be received. William Butler Yeats wrote, "I have spread my dreams at your feet. Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams." But I offer my dreams today to you with enthusiasm, with gratitude, with trust, with love, and with hope. I want to tie these dreams together with hope, expressed by Rabbi Hera Person. Rabbi Dr. Michael Marmer, one of my teachers, points out that tikvah, hope, is related to the word kav, meaning line or cord. It is kav, therefore, that line or cord or thread that ties us together, pulls us toward hope, and can unite us. When we allow threads to bind us together, to those like us and to those not like us, to those in our communities and to those who we might see as other, we can understand that our fate and future is bound up in the fates and futures of others, and we can find tikvah, hope. The place where we are sewn together is a seam that pulls us into relationship with one another. It is a place of generativity and creation, and that is the place where hope can grow. You and I, we are an Am Tikvah, a people of hope, with hope and excitement for our next stage. Here is a beginning answer to our what's next. May our bones grow from strength to strength, my friends. To play on an old greeting, Lishana Tova Tikvatenu, may our shared hope be written in the book of life. Shna Tova.